Mabadiliko katika sekta ya elimu ni jambo ambalo Rais Uhuru Kenyatta aliweza kulisisitizia na kuhakikisha ya kwamba linaendelea kwa kasi, kwa sababu nia yake ilikuwa ni kuona ya kwamba kila mtoto katika taifa hili la Kenya anapata elimu, na sio elimu tu, kwamba wote wanapata elimu iliyo sawa. Mojawapo ya mipango ambayo Rais Uhuru Kenyatta aliweza kufanya ni kuhakikisha ya kwamba watoto wanaweza kuhama kutoka shule ya msingi hadi shule ya sekondari wote, ile inafahamika kama 100% transition. Kupitia mfumo huu, wengi wa wanafunzi wameweza kujumuika na kuweza kujiunga na shule za upili. Kwa hivi sasa, takriban 90% ya wanafunzi wameweza kujiunga na shule za sekondari, na hili ni jambo la kujivunia. Mpango mmoja ambao umeweza kuhakikisha na pia kufanikisha hii ambayo tumeita 100% transition ni ule udhamini mufadhili wa Elimu Scholarship Program. Elimu Scholarship Program ni mpango ambao umewekwa ili kuhakikisha ya kwamba wanafunzi wanaweza kukidhi mahitaji yao wakiwa shuleni. Mpango huu mzima unasimamia ada ya shule, unasimamia transport, usafiri, inasimamia baadhi ya vifaa ambazo mwanafunzi anahitaji ili kuhakikisha ya kwamba anaweza kusoma vizuri katika shule yake. Kufikia sasa, mpango huu umeweza kufikia takriban sub-county 110, ambao ni 75%, ambao iko katika maeneo mashinani. 25% iliyobaki iko katika na wameweza kufaidika katika mitaa yetu ya mabanda. Mfumo huu mzima wa Elimu Scholarship Program umeweza kufaidi takriban wanafunzi 18,000 kufikia sasa, ikiwa ni shilingi bilioni 8.5 ambazo zimeweza kutekelezwa kupitia mradi huu. Pengine unajiuliza, hizi pesa ambazo zinakwenda katika shule ya msingi na shule ya upili zinatumika vipi? Ningependa nikueleze. Kwa kila mtoto ambaye anasoma shule ya msingi, pesa alizokuwa anapewa ilikuwa ni shilingi 1,020. Pesa hizo zimeweza kuongezeka, na kwa hivi sasa mwanafunzi huo anapewa 1,420. Hii ni katika shule ya msingi. Katika shule ya upili, mwanafunzi alikuwa anapata shilingi 10,625. Kwa hivi sasa mpango huo ama pesa hizo zimeweza kuongezeka, na sasa mwanafunzi anapata shilingi 20,244. Tangu mwaka 2013 ambapo Rais Uhuru Kenyatta aliweza kuchukua hatamu ya uongozi na pia kuweza kuwekeza zaidi katika eneo la sekta ya elimu, shilingi bilioni 104 zimeweza kutolewa katika mpango mzima ama makhsusi wa free primary education. Shilingi 340 bilioni zimeweza kutolewa katika mfumo huo katika masomo ya sekondari. Rais Uhuru Kenyatta hakuachia hapo. Baada ya kuhakikisha kwamba kuna ufadhili wa kutosha katika shule zetu, aliona ilihitaji sasa tuangalie talanta ya watoto wetu, na vile vile pia kuwapa ujuzi wa kiufundi ambao ungeweza kuwasaidia katika maisha yao ya baadaye, ili ikawa hata wao wenyewe wakaweza kujifungulia biashara zao. Nazungumzia nini? Nazungumzia competency based curriculum, mfumo ambao ulizinduliwa na Rais Uhuru Kenyatta ili kuona ya kwamba wanafunzi wanapata mafunzo ambayo yalikuwa ni mbadala, na mafunzo ambayo yangehakikisha ya kwamba wanaweza kujisaidia katika maisha yao ya baadaye. Kwa ujumla, mzazi mwenzangu, elimu imeweza kupewa kipaumbele chini ya uongozi wa Rais Uhuru Kenyatta. Shule zimeweza kuongezeka, mengi yameweza kutekelezwa, vitabu vimeweza kuwekwa sawa ili wanafunzi wakaweza kupata masomo wote kwa usawa. Kwa kweli, Rais Uhuru Kenyatta amejali watoto wetu. Is a key priority for His Excellency President Uhuru Kenyatta. And that is why in his second term, under the Big Four agenda, he put up the pillar of universal healthcare. Now, what you and I know is that accessing health facilities in the country was such a big pain, especially for the local mwananchi. And other than the fact that the facilities were scarce, the price was also quite expensive. So in order to ensure that every person and every citizen is able to access health, good and quality health, the first thing His Excellency did was to ensure that hospitals or other health centers were built in various sections and areas of the country in conjunction with the county governments. In 2013, we had 4,440 hospitals or health facilities. And now we currently have 6,350 health facilities. That is an increase of roughly 1,950 health centers. That means that now health has come closer to the people. This is so especially for the people living in the informal settlements. Why do I say so? Currently, 29 facilities have been put up in the informal settlement areas. That's a sigh of relief for them, a ray of hope that they can now access good healthcare facilities and experienced doctors, and at a minimal price. The other thing that was a painstake was ICU facilities and ICU bed occupancies. Now, we had 108 beds, ICU beds, in 2013. Now, we have 651 beds for ICU. Do the math on the difference. This is because His Excellency needed to ensure that every Kenyan can access every sector of the hospitals. And these ICU beds are not only a preserve of the elite, but can also be found down in the county governments. The other thing that needed to happen was to ensure that facilities or equipment were also available in order to make the facilities workable and the facilities made sense. Now, dialysis is one of the services that is accessed by many Kenyans. And that used to be a preserve of the few. You either needed to come to a facility where there'd be long queues before one would get their dialysis treatment, or they had to travel long distances in order to access this facility. From 26 machines in 2013, we now have 577 dialysis machines countrywide. To make matters better, this price has also been subsidized. Why? Because of NHIF. NHIF now enables one to be able to go through dialysis at a minimal price or at no cost at all. Another facility that ensures that the local mwananchi is able to get adequate facilities and good health facilities was to ensure that all other facilities like MRI, CT scans, X-ray machines were also present in all these facilities. And that was made possible by His Excellency partnering with the county governments as well as international organizations. Child mortality was a big issue, mostly because most of the women opted to give birth at home as they could not cater for the expense of being in hospital. His Excellency President Uhuru Kenyatta partnered with Her Excellency the First Lady, and together they worked to see how they can be able to bring down the mortality rate. The Linda Mama project, or the Linda Mama facility, was brought to birth, as well as the Beyond Zero program. This is to ensure that women were able to access maternity at a closer place near them through the Beyond Zero mobile clinics, as well as ensure that they were able to come to the hospital at no cost through the Linda Mama facility. All this being made possible. And now, oh my, over 5.9 million mothers have been able to deliver their children. 5.9 million mothers have been able to deliver their children in health facilities, ensuring that they get the top class access and service. Another thorny issue that was facing the health sector and the country at large was cancer. Now, one of the things that His Excellency was able to do in conjunction with the county governments is to ensure that health centers were built or health centers were set up in different hospitals and in different facilities around the country. And this continues to be done. This has ensured that the cancer patients are able to access facilities and are able to access services or treatment at a subsidized price. Many of these facilities are still ongoing in terms of construction, and soon they will be where the people are. This has also been made possible because of His Excellency's efforts in partnering with different organizations, even internationally, like the Manchester University and the Christie Foundation, that have become a key partner in the health sector to ensure that Kenyans are able to access high quality health care at a cheaper rate and closer to them. The NHIF fund is also something that has also come in handy in ensuring that patients are able to access health facilities at a subsidized price. Currently, the registration stands at 10 million and the beneficiaries stand at 23 million. This has enabled these particular patients, or you as a Kenyan, to access facilities in the over 120 facilities that can be able to carry out services of MRI, CT scan, X-ray, and many others. The other disease that has really affected the country is malaria. His Excellency was the chair of the ALMA organization, an organization under the African Union that deals with combating malaria. The malaria prevalence levels have gone down significantly from 8% to 5.6%, and not only in the country but also globally. After all is said and done, increased facilities, better health services, as well as programs that ensure that the local mwananchi is able to get health care closer to home or closer to where they are and at a cheaper price absolutely means nothing if they don't have people attending to them in those facilities. And in order to fill this gap, His Excellency President Uhuru Kenyatta, under his administration, has been able to employ 37,000 healthcare providers, bringing their number to 74,000 healthcare providers nationwide. That is in public facilities. This has enabled and will continue to enable that Kenyans are able to get good healthcare at a good facility at a good price. Well, now you know. Affordable housing is an elusive dream that many of us have no idea whether it will be a reality. The good news is His Excellency President Uhuru Kenyatta is making it a reality for many under the affordable housing pillar, which is in his Big Four agenda. This particular pillar is set to ensure that Kenyans are able to have a decent roof over their heads. One of the things that has been done to ensure that this is possible is the putting up of a platform known as Boma Yangu. It is an online platform that you can access and register to own a home at a price that suits your pocket. Currently, the platform has been accessed by over 350,000 Kenyans, all waiting to become homeowners at an affordable price. Now, one of the things that His Excellency was able to do is to ensure that mwananchi, that is the kawaida mwananchi, is able to access those decent homes. And not only the local mwananchi, that includes civil servants as well as members of the disciplined forces. The National Construction Authority has currently authorized the construction of 186,000 housing units. Now, in the Ngara area, which is a Park Road project, 1,370 families are already living in their own homes. Yes, they are already homeowners at a subsidized price that suits their pockets. Now, you and I can also make this dream of being a homeowner a reality. And why do I tell you so? As we speak, 1,500 units are being built in Pangani, similar to the ones in the Park Road project. And another 1,800 units are also coming up in the Jivanji area. And these units are being put together under the public-private partnership model. This dream was not only to become a reality to the local mwananchi, but also to the members of our disciplined forces, including the police and KDF. Now, 3,000 police housing units have already been put up, and policemen are already living in a decent place. 3,000 other units are also being put up for the Kenya Defence Forces. That ensures that they are able to live in a decent home even as they go around their duties of protecting the Kenyans and protecting our borders. Now, the other people who've been able to benefit from this affordable housing scheme are the civil servants. I mean, if you know a civil servant, then you know this was really a dream for them, but now has become a reality, as I said earlier. And in counties like Machakos, Kisumu, Kitui, Embu, Mombasa, and Nakuru, civil servants are now homeowners. The informal settlement has also not been left behind in ensuring that they have a decent roof over their head. Currently, 1,280 units have already been put up in these areas in Kibera and Mavoko. While ensuring that Kenyans are able to get a decent roof over their heads, His Excellency also noted that this particular pillar, the affordable housing pillar, was able to have a ripple effect even in the economy. How so? By bringing on board the Jubilee artisans, who are responsible for making the windows, responsible for doing the doors, the cabinets, you name it. All that is required to be made by the Jubilee artisans. And His Excellency directed that the contractors will be able to outsource these things from the Jubilee artisans. That enabled the Jubilee artisans to showcase their products and also earn some money just from this affordable housing pillar. Manufacturers, on the other hand, also had something to smile about, because His Excellency was also very key and very keen to ensure that all that is needed to build these houses, from the cement to the stones and everything, were locally sourced. That created job opportunities for many young Kenyans. The affordable housing pillar has given a decent roof over our heads, but has also enabled us to grow our informal sector by far. I would like to encourage you at this point to please go onto the Boma Yangu website or platform and register, because tomorrow you could be the homeowner at an affordable price because of the affordable housing pillar under His Excellency President Uhuru Kenyatta's Big Four agenda. They say a healthy nation is a wealthy nation. And that is what His Excellency President Uhuru Kenyatta envisaged when he put out the food security pillar under his Big Four agenda. And one of the things that he also pointed out was that the one thing that the farmers kept crying about or made noise about was the price of farm inputs. And so the subsidy management scheme was established. And this particular scheme was established to ensure that farmers were able to get farm inputs at a subsidized price. 913 million shillings have currently been disbursed through this scheme and enabled farmers to be able to farm at a subsidized price. Away from farm inputs came the question of how do we ensure that the farmer is able to farm the entire year. Agencies like the National Irrigation Authority were tasked with the job of going to find out how else can they be able to empower the farmer to be able to ensure that they're able to farm throughout the year. Now the farmer has many options. 505,000 acres of land are currently under irrigation. And this has been able to benefit over 110,000 farmers. Now, what this has translated to is 800,000 jobs and above. Now, away from the farmer who was farming on tilling his land, came the hue and cry of the dairy farmers. So one of the things that His Excellency did was to revive the Kenya Cooperatives creameries. What this did, it gave the farmer an opportunity to sell their milk at a better price, thus empowering them economically and also ensuring that they had food on their table. As we speak, 25 billion shillings has been paid out to dairy farmers all over the country. So from the dairy farmers come the livestock farmers, those who depend on selling their livestock, and most of them are pastoralists. So in order to ensure that these farmers were safeguarded and to ensure that they did not suffer great losses as what would happen whenever the country was hit with drought, His Excellency formed the scheme known as the Livestock Insurance Program. The Livestock Insurance Program basically was to ensure that the farmers who depended basically on livestock farming were able to still have some money despite seasons like drought. Now, what this has done is that almost 18,000 houses are now benefiting from this program annually. And as we speak, over 790 million shillings has already been paid out to pastoralists so far. His Excellency went a step further and revived the Kenya Meat Commission. So other than watching their livestock die during drought, they now have the opportunity to take their livestock to the Kenya Meat Commission at a good price, empowering them and once again putting food on the table. A healthy nation, a wealthy nation. Now there's one industry that was almost on its knees. That is the coffee and tea sector. And to be able to safeguard these particular farmers, the Cherry Advance Payment Scheme was established. And this scheme has so far been able to benefit around 6,000 small-scale coffee farmers. 51.7 million shillings is the money that has already been channeled through this scheme to benefit these particular farmers. Not to mention the price that has now increased even in the international markets concerning coffee and tea. Now we have the farmers basically like rice farmers, whose major issue was where do we sell our produce. His Excellency ensured and directed the rice farmers would now be selling their produce to the Kenya National Trading Corporation. This ensures that they get better prices for their produce. And by the way, I need to let you know one thing, that the Bura irrigation scheme in the Coast Province is also one of the beneficiaries of this particular scheme, as they produce a large amount of rice. Another program that was also set up so as to help farmers and give them support is the Agriculture Sector Development Support Program. Now, this particular program has currently disbursed 44 million shillings, and the great beneficiaries have been the honey farmers. As you know, honey has now become an export produce. Because of the UK-Kenya Trade Pact, now honey will be able to be exported to the UK. So to be able to give them the support that they need, this particular program goes an extra mile to ensure that the farmer is able to know how to do their business, to ensure that they have a quality produce and they are able to find a market for it. And this support goes generally to all farmers in the country. His Excellency has been very intentional in ensuring that farming, or rather food security, is one of the things that continues to be from now and the future. And to be able to do that, he actually ensured the formation of 4K clubs back into our schools. What this does is that it ensures that our young people get the technical know-how on how to work on their farms, on how to be part of agriculture, right from a tender age all the way to when they become older. As he says, His Excellency, a healthy nation is a wealthy nation. Utakubaliana nami ya kwamba maji ni kiungo muhimu katika maisha yetu ya kila siku. Na swala hili halikumpita Rais Uhuru Kenyatta alipochukua hatamu ya uongozi wa taifa hili mnamo mwaka wa 2013. Rais Uhuru Kenyatta alivalia njuga swala hili, na katika kuhakikisha ya kwamba ameweza kuongeza idadi ya watu wanaoweza kupata maji katika majumba yao. Alipochukua hatamu za uongozi, 53% peke yake ndio walikuwa wanapata maji majumbani mwao. Kufikia sasa, asilimia hii imekuwa na kufikia 70%. Ukuaji huu haujakuwa kwa sababu ya bahati, lakini katika kuhakikisha ya kwamba ameweka mikakati na pia ameweza kuelekeza mashirika mbalimbali kuweza kuhakikisha ya kwamba Wakenya wanapata maji majumbani mwao. Baadhi ya wananchi wanaoishi katika mitaa ya mabanda walikuwa wanateseka sana, haswa kuhusiana na swala hili zima la maji. Walikuwa wanapanga foleni ndefu na pia walikuwa wananunua maji kwa bei ghali, na wakati mwingine wasifahamu ikiwa maji haya ni safi ama ni maji machafu. Baada ya kuunda shirika kamili la NMS, yani Nairobi Metropolitan Services, Rais Uhuru Kenyatta aliweza kuelekeza shirika hili kwa ushirikiano na Athi Water kuhakikisha ya kwamba Wakenya katika mitaa hiyo ya mabanda wameweza kupata maji, na si maji tu bali maji safi na maji karibu na wao. Katika kuhakikisha swala hili, jambo ambalo wameweza kulifanya ni kwamba wameweza kuchimba vidimba au ukipenda boreholes katika sehemu mbalimbali katika mitaa hii ya mabanda. Kwa ushirikiano huo, kufikia sasa wameweza kuchimba boreholes 193 katika maeneo ama sub-county 17 hapa jijini Nairobi. Hili limehakikisha ya kwamba wenyeji katika maeneo hayo wameweza kupata maji safi, maji karibu na wao na kwa bure kabisa. Nazungumzia lipi? Kitambo wenyeji hawa walikuwa wanahangaika sana, lakini sasa wamewekewa maeneo mbalimbali ambayo wameweza kuweka ili kuhakikisha ya kwamba maji yanakuwa safi, ambavyo wanaita viosk. Na viosk hivi haviko chini vya mtu yoyote isipokuwa wenyeji wa eneo ambapo kioski hicho kimeweza kuwekwa. Kwa hivyo wao wenyewe kama jamii, kama jumuiya, wanaweza kuhakikisha ya kwamba maji yao yanalindwa na kuhakikisha ya kwamba pia kila mmoja anaweza kupata maji kwa kujitosheleza. Lingine ambalo limeweza kufanywa ni zaidi, pia wameweza kuhakikisha ya kwamba wanaweka mifereji pia katika maeneo mbalimbali. Mitaa ambayo kwa kweli imeweza kufaidika ni kama mtaa ule wa Mukuru kwa Njenga, Mukuru kwa Ruben, Kibira, Dandora na maeneo mengine mengi. Taswira kamili imebadilika katika maeneo hayo. Hali ya afya imeweza kuongezeka zaidi kupitia shirika hilo la NMS ikiwa imeshirikiana na Athi Water. Na kwa hivi sasa watu milioni 2, zaidi ya milioni 2 nikisema, wameweza kupata maji safi na wanaendelea kupata maji safi. Mpango huu haujakamilika, unaendelea. Kwa hivyo kufikia wakati ambapo Rais Uhuru Kenyatta atakuwa anamaliza hatamu yake ya urais, zaidi watakuwa pia wameweza kuunganishwa ili kuhakikisha kwamba wanapata maji yao ya kila siku. Na maji si maji tu, bali maji safi. Manake Rais Uhuru Kenyatta anaamini ya kwamba maji ni uhai na maji safi ni afya kwa watu wake.